Hey everyone, welcome to today's Total Takeover Hangout. We have a good variety of panelists with us today. We've got Rob Gearing with us, we've got Dr. Michael, we've got Joanne Brownlee, we've got Joan Maximiuk, and Janet Legere with us here today, and of course, myself. So today we're going to talk about leads. You know, when you get your leads, what do you do with them? Because a lot of people out there have no idea. I know we've talked about this topic. But the reason I'm bringing it up is because, especially in Total Takeover, we're getting ready for the second wave, okay? I mean, we've talked about waves that came in. You know, the first wave was the people that came in and joined the program, okay? And up to date, I think we're close to 200,000 now that have registered with Total Takeover. Not all of them are paid, but we're talking about registered members. You know, we have a lot of pre-enrollees. These are the people coming in and checking out our business. And then we've got the ones that are taken a little bit more seriously. They're called the test drivers. They're coming in, taking the $5 14-day test drive to see what we're all about. And then we have life changers, like which are on this panel here, ones that have come in, said, that's it, we're going all in, we're doing this thing, and we're going to start changing lives, and that's why we're life changers. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is basically your pre-enrollers and your test drivees that are in here. I mean, life changers obviously as well, but life changers have already made that particular commitment. We still need to work with them, obviously, but what we need to do now is we need to nurture the pre-enrollees and the test drivers. So let's go to our panelists. We're going to go across the panel here, and let's start. We're going to start with Janet this time. Janet's voice is kind of, she's got a sore throat and stuff like that from the cold that she has, or the flu. So she'll stay on for as long as she can, and then we'll pass it across to Joan and work our way over to Rob. So Janet, let everyone know what your kind of process is for once people have receive their leads, the follow-up formation that they would go through.
It's great to be here. I have missed these calls, and I've discovered if I talk fairly quietly and slowly, I can actually get through a whole sentence. Imagine that, if I don't get too excited. So I'm going to do my best not to get too excited. It's pretty hard. It was hard for me to stay away. I got to tell you that I'm heading back into bed after the call today. Going to take care of this body. I feel fine. I really do. I feel fine, but I don't have any energy, and it's all right here. As you can hear, I don't have much of a voice. That hasn't stopped my business. The beauty of it is that I can invest a little bit of time every day following up. I keep feeding the funnel. That's what we're all doing. We all agree that your focus here is to get those pre-enrollees in the system. That's why the system works so well, because the company's following up with them, and all you need to do is follow up personally. So our plan of action is once we have a pre-enrollee in, I mean, I add them to my autoresponder. I do have it connected to Aweber. I also add them to another autoresponder I have. I send a personal email. I look for them on Skype. I look for them on Facebook or whatever social network I have. I get their email out. I see if I can connect with them. And if I can't, that's okay. They're in my autoresponder. They're going to start getting my messages. So I'm okay with that. I can. One thing that I really want to caution everyone on is getting hung up on pre-enrollees who are not responding to you. Now, Joan can tell you that she's been on my list for a very long time, and she didn't take action right away when she was following me. Most people aren't going to take action right away when they're following you. They're watching, they're listening, they're getting the emails, they're kind of thinking about it. They might be checking things out, but don't get hung up on that. Just continue the process. Feed more leads into the system. Do your best to find them, to connect with them. Get them on Skype, get them on Facebook, whatever you can do. Send a personal email and continue to do that. That's the secret to all this, is to get connected with somebody, because when you can connect personally with somebody, you can explain how excited you are about the business. You can explain about the team that you're growing. You can explain that they're not alone. because I can tell you right now that our team that we have growing here are growing the way they are because we're all connected, because there is a group of us, because we know we're not alone. We know that if you have a question, it's right there answered for you. And we bring our people through the system. They get excited. They pass that on. Hello. We don't like to call it duplication, but that's really what we're doing here, is we're just bringing people in through the same way. This isn't hard. Okay, you guys are making it so hard, and it's not. And I know it's a challenge you get all the naysayers and the people who say, oh, all those bad words out there. We won't get into those, but maybe they're not your best prospect. It's not your job to convince anybody of anything. You know the value you have here. You know the team you have. If you follow these steps, fill that funnel, keep getting those pre-enrollees in. There's 1,000,001 ways to do that. We talked about this the other day. Find a mentor, follow what they're doing, do exactly what they're doing, and make it work for you. Don't try to do everything. But if you can feed that funnel and master the art of connecting with those people, you're going to build an amazing business. Will it happen in a few days or even in a month? I don't know. I really don't know. It really depends on the people you do get through your funnel, how easily you can connect with them. You never know when those gems are going to pop out. Just don't get discouraged. I like to tell people, you've got to invest 90 days to 6 months. I mean, give it 6 months. Give me a year. All right, give me a year of your time doing exactly what I tell you to do every day. At the end of the year, if you're not making money, heck, I would probably give you a refund for the year, because if you follow what I'm doing. Because I can tell you right now, if you follow somebody who is successful and making money and you do exactly what they're doing, you're going to make money. So we just told you exactly what to do, right, Carl? Feed the funnel, get connected with those people, let go of the people who aren't responding because they're sitting on the fence. That's not your job to convince them. It's your job to drip to them, and just continue to do that with an open mind and an open heart. Don't get discouraged because they're not following up. I have someone in our group who's got 90 pre-enrollees, and they're not following up with her. She's only got one that became a test driver. I said, that's great, you've got one. Work with that one and continue to drip to the pre-enrollees that are there, and keep advertising. That's it. That's the secret. Any way that we can help you, Carl, Joan, Joanne, everybody here has ideas on following up and what to say and how to say it. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person, and you can't say the right thing to the wrong person. So just say it from your heart. You're going to create an enormous, wonderful business here. You got everything on a silver platter. You just got to listen to what we're saying and do it. So that's it from me. I need to take a break. Thanks, Carl. Really appreciate everything you do here.
Great, thanks, Janet. And this is just what it's all about. It's all about reaching out to the people who can help you. I need to also stress this, that what we do say on here is about us reaching out to help you. It's not about you leaving where you are and coming to us. Let's get that straight, okay? Leaving where you are is absolutely the worst thing you could ever do. You just get different mentors, okay? So you would never go, you go and you listen to what Janet does, you listen to what I do, what Dr. Michael does, what Rob does, what Joanne does, what Joan does, and anybody else who happens to be mentoring out there. And like I've always said, you just take that little bit of information, create your own info hub, and use that to do your follow-up, to follow up with your leads. And like Janet said, you need to be constantly dripping information onto them, okay? Through either autoresponders or Skype lists or Facebook groups or whatever it is, you need to be reaching out, because people are waiting on the other side for the communication to come out. So let's go over to Joan. Joan, let's get your take on, once you have leads, what do you do next?
Well, one of the things that is really, really important, you can have 1,000 leads in your contact manager, but those leads are only as good as your promotion of them. If you're not contacting them and you're not drawing interest to them about what you are all about and what your company is about, what good are the leads? They're just going to sit there. And believe me, if you leave them there long enough, when you go back and try to contact them, they're just not going to be interested, or they're just not going to even answer your phone call or your email, whatever. So that personal contact needs to be done and ASAP. Don't put it on the back burner for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, because those people are out looking, and maybe they may contact another person that's may even be in your company or your group. And because you haven't contacted them, you're left out in the cold. So the follow-up is so, so important. Another thing that I think that's really important about follow-up is being personable. You want to connect with them in a way that they don't feel that they're just another number. You need to make a personal contact with them. And based on the know, like, and trust factor, those 3 factors are very, very important. So how can you best put yourself forward to introduce yourself to that person that you're following up with? You can send them an email. You can contact them on Skype. You can contact them on Facebook. But they're not hearing your voice. They're not seeing your face. They're not connecting with you on a one-to-one basis. They're just seeing text messages. And I believe that we need to do more than that. That's the value of doing videos. When you do a video and you introduce yourself to a person, they see you, they get to listen to your voice, they get to start connecting with you, start relating with you, start knowing what you're all about. That know, like, and trust factor is so, so important. And it's something that so many people sweep underneath the table as not being necessary, not being important. But it really, really is. Because I don't care who you are, people want to sign up with people that they can connect with, that they have something in common with, that they feel comfortable with. So if you can purport to them who you are, what you're all about, your sincerity, how much you want to help them, how you want to extend yourself to work with them and help them grow their business, people need to hear that. Because today there are too many people that sign up in a program and they never connect with their sponsor. They don't understand what the program is all about. Their sponsor is never available to them, and they can't look any higher because they don't know where to look. And so they get discouraged, they're not making any money, and they quit. We're here to stop that. We're here to stomp that out, because that is what has given network marketing a bad name. We don't want to have our company be connected with that type of program. We're teaching people to network properly online, so we need to set the example. When we connect with them, we're telling them basically, you know what, this is what I'm about. This is what Total Takeover is about, and they can see that by what we're bringing to the table, how we're connecting with them, how we're responding to their requests, and how we lay things out on the table is so, so important. So contact lists are nothing unless you connect with them.
Great, thanks, Joan. You know, there's so much information that we provide on here. It's just I find this so invaluable because, you know, we come up with different topics all the time on here, and even on our open forums. Like yesterday, we had a great discussion yesterday as well. And you know, the one thing is that both Janet and Joanne talked about was the fact that the follow-up. So, need we say any more? Joanne, over to you.
Hi, Carl. And thanks, Janet and Joan, for your input. So yeah, following up with people. So what I do is basically what Janet had talked about. Contact them on Facebook, Skype, and also put in auto responder letters that Carl has provided, and also using the broadcast one I find is really powerful because you can just send one message out at one time and you can schedule them, which is what I like. You can have it all set up, and then you can set it, and you don't have to worry about it until you set a little reminder to follow up some more with a different message. And of course, you can shoot a video and you can put it in the email, like say upload it to YouTube and put it in the email, and you can have, hey, people, watch this. You can watch the video. You can see who I am, listen to my voice, and you can talk about, like, introduce yourself, or you want to talk about something else. This video is a really great way. You get to know the person, you get to hear them, see who they are. Best thing to meeting them in person, well, as close as you can get. So yeah, and sorry, over to you, Carl.
That's okay, Joanne. Don't worry about it. You're new to this. You're catching on. So let's go over, Dr. Michael. Let's give your feedback on, once you have leads, what do you do next? Okay, we're not hearing audio. Check your audio.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. I got two switched off here. Yeah, I do the same thing like everybody else. I put them on my autoresponder, and of course, the leads I follow up, and of course, also follow through, which is mostly more important than just following up with them. It's follow through with them, and that's what I'm doing. And I think that's the way, yeah, I like to do it at least with TTO, because it's, to me personally, what I'm doing right now with my teams, I assist them to get themselves at least there for, that they are qualified also for pass-ups. That's what I'm doing instead of just promoting myself, and just want to give them the chance to actually educate themselves without that it costed them any money. And so far, out of my group, I've got 4 people who've already qualified as well with their 4, and yeah, and we've got a few with 2 and 3, and yeah, it's starting to really, as you said, it's going into the next season, so to say. We are really rocking the boat, and now with the iPayouts and things like this being incorporated, I think that follow-up with the leads and explaining this to them, that the payment has been done with iPayout, which is quite recognized. I've used them before, and that's really a good argument. And well, most important when I talk to leads is I tell them go to the back office, because most people, they sign up and they don't seem to be caring really much to go to the back office. And what I found out also is that they're lacking of structure of how to do it. They don't really understand, most of them, when they sign up somewhere, what is the potential if I'm signing up here, a part of being educating myself. So we have created for us a little series in German and in Spanish where we give people a structure to think about what is the value of a life changer and how much money we have to invest as a budget for advertising. All those things that we have talked before in our Hangouts here, we just put them into structure for them, and sharing this through Hangouts by recording so that people can look it up later. And yeah, that's what we're doing. And by the way, I've changed the TTO International Hangouts for Spanish now an hour later so that we are not at the same time. That's why I'm here with you, okay, because I like to be in the group here as well. And it's really powerful to share with the TTOlers all around the world the potential that we have here, and follow up and follow through. That's my recommendation to everybody. And yeah, to learn more about it, it's simple. Just come to the Hangouts and come daily, or check it out, the recordings that we have, and listen a little bit into, because you've got leaders from all around the world doing similar things with similar results, and you should follow those that actually make money and show you what to do best. So passing back to you, Carl, and thanks from everybody else that made already comments of it.
Great, thanks, Dr. Michael. Rob, let's get your take on things. I mean, we all seem to be focusing on the same place here. So, obviously that's exactly what we got to do. It's the hammering. So over to you. Let's get your thoughts on this.
Okay. Well, I'm in the minority, actually. I don't do anything with my leads. I do absolutely I do absolutely nothing. I just sit and wait for my $1 million check to arrive. No, I'm just teasing. I'm just kidding, of course. So everybody said awesome things today. It's really about the personal touch. You got to have the leads, but the leads in and of themselves, and I have a little bit of a cold too, so I pardon the voice a little bit. But as everybody said, it's the personal touch. The leads in and of themselves, by themselves, aren't going to do anything. They're not just going to sit there and you know, something's going to explode. You're the one that explodes things. You're the dynamite. You're the incendiary stuff that makes all those good things happen. You've got to let me give my little speech about internet marketing versus network marketing. Okay, because we are actually a blend of the two groups. You have internet marketers here. You have network marketers here, and I think everybody here has gravitated from one side to the other to become, excuse me, to become the ultimate internet networker. Let's just use that term, internet marketing networker or internet networker. That's the blend of the two disciplines. I've been on both sides of it myself. You can't really do one without the other successfully. You can't, you know, maybe you can. There's probably exceptions to that. But here's some numbers for you. If I go out and I do what's called internet marketing, that's generating leads, okay? Having the autoresponder and having the emails go out. You know what kind of success rate that you're going to have? I would say about 2%. And by success, what I mean is a free opt-in that buys something, that makes a payment, that earns you money. 2%. So how many leads would it take for you to make any kind of money, to have any kind of shot to replace your current income so you could work at home? I think it's really a long shot. So that's that end of it. Okay, a lot of internet marketers don't want to cross over into networking for whatever reason. They're shy. They don't like talking to people. They don't like whatever interactions. I don't know what to say to them about that. That's tough. That's some stuff I think you maybe need to look in the mirror and get over. You know, I'm not going to let anything in my life limit me to be successful. I'm going to climb every mountain. I'm going to cross every ocean. I'm going to do anything that I can to be successful. If that means picking up a phone and calling somebody, I'm going to do it. If that means, you know, if I had to mail a letter, I'd go buy a stamp and I'd do it. You know, I'm going to do whatever it takes to be successful. And I know that in this type of business that we're in Total Takeover, the leads in and of themselves aren't enough. I need to go further. I need to make the phone call. Okay, I didn't hear too much said today about phone calls. You know, do we avoid that? I hope not. We need to make the good old-fashioned phone calls. I was talking with Janet earlier, and I was setting up, working with the Total Takeover lead capture pages, and I forgot to use the one that had the phone field. And I'm like, oh crap! Yeah, thank you, Janet, for helping me out with that. That was just a oversight. You got to have that phone number. Then you can go to the other places. Put the email address in the Skype. See if you can find them there. See if you can find them on social networking, on Facebook or something like that. But it's just a constant effort and a constant process of making that connection. So when you generate a lead, that's connection one. Connection two is when you and your lead come together and boom, you know, like the two train cars coming together and coupling. That's when the good stuff happens, and you'll become the person that can say, I have a 30% conversion rate, okay? And that's what you can get, 25 to 30%. I'm telling you, believe me on this. You don't need a big list. You need a manageable list that you follow up with religiously, and that will create you the 25 to 30% conversion ratio, which will make you very good money. But you got to commit to that, and that's the key. That is the difference. So I just generated a lead. What do I do next? You do everything and anything you can to connect with the person. Maybe there's a person out there that just likes email. That's fine, but you're not going to find too many people that you're really going to be able to connect with by sending back and forth emails. So that's your quest. That's your goal. Whether it be phone, Skype, Facebook, whatever you got to do, you've got to continually dig until you've made that quality personal connection, and that's where the time really should be spent. Advertising doesn't take long. I can snap off ads and get leads in seconds. Am I going to do this when I'm done with that? No, that's the biggest mistake that happens, and it's comfort level. I know what the problem is. I understand. Yeah, I've been around a long time. Every now and again, I get a little like, oh, you know, I'm not sure I want to, and I kick myself in the butt and I say, come on, you know, that you got to, you know, reach out. You make the connection, because that person, they're actually waiting for that, and they don't get it very often. When they do, that's the people that they're going to work with. So back over to you, Carl.
Well, man, you nailed it there. You know, especially with these pages. You know, when Total Takeover first came out, they had one page that had a phone number in it, and then they had all the other pages that didn't. And then we finally got them to incorporate pages with phone numbers, because I was the guy that was tripping over my tongue. I was the guy that got on the phone with people and sweat beads just going down my forehead because I was so nervous, didn't know what to do. But you know what? It takes time to do this. You know, it's just like if you were to go out and you've never talked to anybody before, and all of a sudden you needed a job, and the only job available was a help desk job. Okay? For the first week or so, you're going to trip over your tongue, you're going to say the wrong things, you're not going to ask the right questions, all this kind of stuff is going to happen, and then you're going to feel like, man, I really need this job, but I need to get better. So you groom yourself. It's like talking to the guy on this shoulder and then the guy on this shoulder, and they're fighting in between, and you just got to tell them, shut up, and look, I'm going to get it done, right? And it'll automatically come to you to be able to grab that confidence. Think about it as just talking to, I don't know, a spouse or you know, your brother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, whatever. Think about that you're having a conversation like that. Be more relaxed on the phone, that you already know these people, okay? And we do provide these kind of little one-liner scripts that you can just go to, you know, we provide that stuff. I'm going to tell you a few things that have happened to me just over the past couple of years. You know, I'm big on autoresponders now, where I never used to be. I really kick myself for never ever using them. I only started using them in the last couple of years, and you know, I thought that they were just kind of a waste of time. And man, where I would be today financially, had I been using them since autoresponders came out, maybe, I don't know, 10 or so years ago, my financial position would be in a totally different place. The way I know how to use them now, you know, broadcasting is huge, okay? And I'm actually going to do a little course on broadcasting. For those people that don't know how to do that, I'm going to show you how you can get people to say yes to you from broadcasting, okay? As I get that happening all the time now. I love broadcasting. So the one big thing that I do, responder letters are very, very important. You want to make sure that they're written the right way. Now, I'm not saying I write the best ones, because I'm not the best ad copywriter out there, but my letters are from the heart, okay? Mine are not based on hype and stuff like that you see. Mine come from the heart. You know, I want to connect with people, let them know who I am, and what I can do to help them, and what I can offer them. And you know, a lot of these people on the panel here have seen my letters. They're a lot different than anybody else that uses autoresponder letters out there, because I write mine completely different. You know, and I share what I use out there. Basically, what my letters are when they come out is I introduce who I am. I say, look, I would love to get on the phone and have a chat with you. You know, this isn't about the business. This is just about me and you getting to know each other, and finding out if my business is a fit for you, or any aspect of our business is a fit for you, right? That's what that's all about. And then they progress in that sort of matter. I always want to make sure I get them on the phone, whether it's the phone number they provided, or we get on Skype, or whatever we have to do. Facebook has a little chat feature that you can use in there to talk to people on Facebook. You know, this is the way technology is. And if you're new to technology, you're gonna learn from us how to adapt to it, okay? And if you're not adapting to it, you need to start, because this is where everything is. Facebook is the biggest gold mine in the world for building a business, okay? It's got 1.5 billion people on there, okay? It's the biggest marketplace you're ever gonna tap into, and we'll show you how to tap into it. Doesn't matter what your niche is, okay? I can show you how to sell Total Takeover to somebody who is in a knitting group, okay? It's all about the communication that happens. It's all about how you approach people and so forth. So there's many different aspects. I'm a guy who uses social media, autoresponders, and the phone, okay? Either the phone or Skype. Those are my 3 core things that I do every day. And that has helped me personally create a downline of over 34,000 people in 2 months in Total Takeover. Okay? And it's all because I've disciplined myself to do a certain task that Janet talks about, that Rob talks about, that Dr. Michael talks about. It's all about disciplining yourself and doing the same task day after day after day. You do this, you do this, you do this. You've heard me say this a million times. Do this, do this, do this. And after this hangout is over, I want you to go and do this and this and this. And then tomorrow when you wake up, you're going to do this and this and this. Okay? That's what you have to do. You treat this like it's a regular job. I know everybody hates that word job, but this is a job. It's just the best paying one you'll ever have. Okay? You will never make the money anywhere else working brick and mortar or working for a corporation or something like that than you will on the internet. Okay? You will dictate your own paychecks. So you've got a list. Okay? We've talked about this. And I'm going to go over just a few things again. You have a list of people in your back office. It's called your contact list. Maybe you got 20 in there. Maybe you got 200 in there. Maybe you got 1,000 in there. I don't know. You've got a little thing that says export there where you can export it out and export all of the email addresses. Okay? Again, here's what I do. Okay? I take those email addresses just like Rob mentioned. Okay? I take them and I throw them into Skype under the search pattern there. You know, most people search names or they'll search something, whatever. They'll search, you know, a network marketing opportunity or something. I search email addresses. Okay, which Dr. Michael actually told me about last week. Okay, and thank you again for that, Dr. Michael, because that's a gold mine. Okay, I got connected with a lot of my downline now. So I put it in there, I connect, I get their name. Okay, their name comes up. I go and I take their name and I put it into Facebook and I connect with them in Facebook. And then I go, hey, it's Carl here. I think I'm your sponsor in TTO. But I just want to verify, is this your email address? And if so, I really want to communicate with you. Okay? And these are the type of things I put in there. So I get them to connect with me. I had 3 people today respond back to me from my list in there that I never had them on my Skype, and they came back and I verified, yes, that's me. Okay? Now we're going to start working together. These are the people that are pre-enrollees in my back office. These are the ones that I can now start working with and get them to commit to either a test drive and see this thing a little bit further through, or to come in and join forces with me right now and just take the plunge and let's go. Right? This is how you have to work your business today. Okay? The broadcasting is, like Janet says, you got to drip feed. Okay? So that's why you have autoresponder letters in there. You can always add more autoresponder letters to what you have, and it'll still drip feed these people. You can broadcast, like Joanne was talking about. Okay, I broadcast. I have broadcasts already pre-done in advance for the next month. They go out every day, and they remind people about our Hangouts that we have. It reminds people about our webinars that we have. Okay, now. Some people will say, well, you know, isn't that spamming people? It's not spamming because these people actually requested to get the information from you. Okay? I will send as much as 3, sometimes 4 broadcasts in a day to my downline for different various things. An update on things that are happening. By the way, just found this out. Here's an update. Just thought you'd want to know, and I broadcast it out. You know, oh, here's a reminder. We've got a webinar tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. Here's all the information. Don't forget to get on it. You know, we've got a hangout going on. All this stuff is pre-done, okay? Because we're fortunate enough for our hangouts here, we have a site called ttoradio.info, which has all of our information on there, and it's updated daily with all of the hangout information. Plus, of course, it tells you to go in and opt in to or subscribe to our channel, which gets you an email sent of every time, so you get the reminder. So the whole point that I'm bringing about here is, if I didn't communicate with the people I work so hard to connect with, and I'm telling you, I go out there and I work every day. I do solo ads. I work social media just so I can get people to opt into my pages and give me the information so I can continue to follow up with them. Everyone that's listening to this or will listen to this does this every day, because the first thing you do when you join a company is you want to throw your link out there. Your link out there will most likely be a capture page that captures the name, the email, and the phone number, or whatever it is. So you're going out there and you're broadcasting this all over the place. People are filling in that information. They're coming into your back office, and the majority of them are going, now what? Right? That's because for some reason someone has dropped the ball in whatever their line of sponsorship is. That's why we're here. Okay? We're the mediators of your business. Okay? When you can't find direction, go to the place that will give you direction. Okay? We have Skype groups. We've got Hangouts. We've got Facebook groups. Okay? There's absolutely no reason for anybody on the internet today to be uneducated or misinformed about anything going on in their business. And if they are, it's because they chose for that to happen. Okay? So let's open it up to the panel. And any of you guys want to comment on anything that we've so far said from any of the panelists here? Let's start with Rob, and we'll work across to Janet.
Okay, and we have somebody who's following today. His name's Don. He's in our Skype group here, and I'm reading in Skype. He was trying to leave a comment that we could see, but he's put something in Skype, no comment, just want to know. Okay, so he doesn't really have. Okay, so Don, if you put it in Skype, or anybody puts it in Skype, I'll respond to it. But yeah, I think that everything that has been said already is good and solid, of course. Like I said earlier about personalization, blending internet marketing with the networking skills and tools, and the value of this, as you say many times, Carl, the value of what we do here, everybody getting together and giving their expertise, is you can't put a price on it. So the simple message here, when you are connecting with let's talk about this real quick. When you are connecting with your leads, and you make that contact point, and that Skype is a brilliant method. I agree with that completely. He's putting the email addresses in. So when you make that connection, send them over to the Hangout, right? Send them over to ttolive.com. So 2 places: daily Hangout, the nightly corporate call, and keep it simple. Let us do the heavy lifting for you, because if you sent anybody to listen today, I'm going to tell those people. So if you're new and you're listening and somebody referred you over, take the leap, take the plunge, come forward. You're not going to really find too many groups that care about you this much, that are here for your benefit, to give you every advantage to be successful. You've got to take it and run with it. You can't just listen and then go, watch Scooby-Doo later on TV or Gomer Pyle. You've got to take what you learn and apply it. Ask pertinent questions. Okay, none of the mentors or leaders here want to hear, I'm overwhelmed, I'm frustrated, no. Slow down, stop, start at the beginning, and ask what I call a pertinent question. Okay? How do I, based on what you said or what I'm reading, how do I fill in the blank? That's part of your growth and part of your development. It's really easy to raise your hand and say, I can't do anything. Yes, you can. It's part of the independent self-study that's important when you own your own business. And if you're looking at this And when you come aboard, you're owning a business. If you're already in, you own a business. And as Carl said, this is work. This is a job. It's a fun job. I enjoy it. I savor every moment of time that I have with everything. But there's work required. There's time investment. But it don't get no better than this when it comes to being able to, I guess we could. I always hate that term, be your own boss. I don't like that. I really don't. Fire the boss, because you're still the boss, and you still have to follow successful people, and you still have to listen and sometimes take a kick in the pants or whatnot. So don't fall into that. I know everything now. I'm my own boss now, and I think I'm going to take a 3-hour coffee break, and I'll be back after Scooby Doo, is over with. No, you're going to fail. You got to learn. You got to follow successful people. The greatest leaders in the world were also great followers too. Never forget that. Back to you, Carl.
Oh, golly, Rob. That's my Gomer Pyle impression. Thanks a lot for that. Let's go over to Dr. Michael really quick. He's got to get ready to leave for the international hangout. So over to you, sir.
Well, thank you very much, Carl. Yeah, I appreciate what Rob was just saying. Yeah, you're your own boss, and you can fire the old one, but who guess who's a better boss? Sometimes you have to ask yourself. So no, it's really, you have to be on your toes, even if you're working from home. It's the habits that we have to do things in a way that is not so professional. It's much more likely to happen when you work from home than you would work in a job. So it's self-discipline, it's consequence about what you want to achieve, and if you get sidetracked, that's fine, but get back on the track, and that's really what makes a difference: the consequence and the decision that you take. That working from home, it's a great way, but it's also an easy way to fail if you don't follow up with what you want to achieve. I'll let you go now, and everybody on the panel and everybody that's listening, thank you. I'll be over to the Spanish Total Takeover hangout that we will starting in the next 15 minutes. So thanks for listening and watching, and enjoy business with Total Takeover.
Great, thanks, Dr. Michael. And everybody who's listening in, if you are of Spanish descent and you want to take in that, go to TTO info or ttoradio.info. The information's on there to go over and hang out now with Dr. Michael in the next 15 minutes on this Spanish webinar. Joanne, let's get your final thoughts on everything that's been talked about here today. Like always, I like to put you on the spot, so over to you.
Okay, thanks, Carl. Well, two things. Rob was talking about firing your boss and being your own boss, but I wanted to kind of put a little bit of a twist on that. Something I heard when actually my first network marketing company I joined was with. It's and the line is, success is your boss. And what that means to me is that with success being your boss, you do the things, your daily action plan, your daily method of operation, and that's something you do every day in certain steps, and you will be successful. Follow one course until successful. So there's a little food for thought there. And the other thing is, when you're following up with people and you're talking with people, to never be addicted to the outcome. I know I know one thing, some people have the idea, oh, I just talk to this person, everybody will join my business. Well, that doesn't happen. Sometimes it might take some people longer, or, you might need to develop more of a relationship with other people, or some people might take a year or two or whatever to finally, take action. But you know what? You have no control over that, and the only thing to remember, of course, is you can't control who joins your business, but you can control how many people you talk to in a day. So back over to you, Carl.
Awesome. So great tips. We're always sharing different types of thoughts on here. That's something that we haven't actually touched on for a while. So Joanne, thanks for touching on that. Joan, let's go over to you.
Okay, I'm going to tell a little story about a little bird. A baby bird is born, a group of baby birds are born. What do we see the mummy bird doing? She is constantly going back and forth, out looking for worms or whatever it is to feed these hungry little mouths. And what do the little birds do? They gobble it up, and they're waiting for the next one, and they gobble it up and they gobble it up. They have such a thirst for getting food. Well, you know, when people start in network marketing, a lot of times it's basically the same. They want to gobble everything up. They want instant satisfaction. They want their tummies full of knowledge, but they're doing it so quickly. They're taking in so much information that they do, as Rob says, become overwhelmed, and they don't know in what direction to go because they're flooded with so much information all at once. My advice to everyone, even when you're contacting people, you want to dribble information to them. You don't want to overwhelm them with the information about your company, what they need to do, all of the things that are necessary, the steps to success, blah, blah, blah. No, that is going to turn them right off. They're going to think in their mind, I can't do this, it's too overwhelming. We want to feed them a little bit at a time because we want them to take in a little bit at a time. And we want them to understand exactly what that step is before they move on to something else. So we need to have clear in our mind what our steps are, what our daily steps of activity are, so that we've got something concrete to share with them in their level of understanding at that point. And I feel that's something that is very, very important, because you probably notice that a lot of times when you contact people, the first call may be very good, and you're blabbing on about this and about that and about the company and so forth, and then you set up an appointment to get back to them and they never pick up the phone. Why? Because they don't want it. They just don't want to get involved. It's too much. It's too much responsibility. There's too much that they have to learn. And who can we blame for them having that idea? We can only blame ourselves. Because when we started, we had to start at the bottom and work ourselves up. And that's exactly what we need to do with people that we're going to bring in. Our contact list is exactly what it is. It's a list to be able to connect with people, to help them understand the steps to success, and we have to teach these steps one at a time.
Well, that's so true. I just want to kind of add to that. You know, I think a lot of it has to do with the way that we provide the information to them. You know, I found that a lot of my failure that I had when I was dealing with people is I was trying way too hard to sell them on the business, and I wasn't trying hard enough to sell them on the reason why. Okay, you know, the reason why people come to the internet is pretty simple. They want to make a change in their financial future. Okay. What we try to do as marketers, and we do this a lot, and I'm very guilty of it myself, is we are always trying to sell them on how valuable the company is, where the actual product that we need to sell them on is how valuable the relationships are in this business. You know, like the relationships with the people on this panel, with the other people that are in there, the ownership, everything. It's all about all successful companies are all built on the relationship and the love that people have for the environment they're working in. Okay? The moment people are not comfortable in an environment, the moment they don't want to be there. Okay? And what happens is if you think about the average questions that everybody is asking is, you know, I just joined this thing. What do I do now? Can you give me guidance? Show me. It's not like taking them by the hand, but some of the questions that people need to ask, you know, right out the gate is, what is it you're looking for? You know, what drove you here? What brought you and I together? What brought us to this moment right here? You know, What is it that you are looking for? What do you think, in this case, what do you think Total Takeover can do for you? Where do you think this company can bring you? Okay? And these are the questions that we don't ask. And we don't ask enough of. I mean, I ask a lot of that now, but most people don't ask that. The first thing, I did some interviews with some people yesterday. So I tried to do some role playing, and I did some offline too. And I said, let's do some role playing. I says, try and sell me. A guy phoned me up yesterday. We never talked before. And I go, try to convince me why your business is something that I need to look at. And what he did is he started reading off the screen everything that his company was about. And I'm going, I could go to your site and do that. Tell me why you want to work with me. Give me a reason why you and I should be working together. So this is something I think that's really part about the leads thing here. So Janet, let's go over to you and let's get your thoughts on that. You're still muted.
No, I know. I was just, my mouse, everything kind of hangs up once in a while. Great discussion here. I could go on and 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 on about this topic. Number one, please stop trying to convince people to join your freaking business. It's not your job. You're in love with the business for whatever reason. If you want to get people to come and fall in love with your business, you better find people who are looking for that kind of business, which means you need to qualify your leads, and that means you're not there to feed them information about your business unless they ask you specific questions about that business. You're there to find out what is it they're looking for. Are they looking for a home business? Are they looking to make money? Are they looking for products? Are they looking for knowledge? Are they looking for, what are they looking for? Very few people are really interested in what people are looking for. And I mean, you're recognizing that, Carl, and all the leaders here recognize that. And I mean, we can preach it till we're blue in the face. Unfortunately, online, the marketing that's out there is giving the wrong message to people to bring them into the system, which is fine. We're just feeding that funnel. That's why we have messages that drip out there. And Carl, I'm so glad you brought up about broadcasting, because people get so hung up on understanding autoresponders. I teach about it all the time. I'm always doing classes on autoresponders and how to keep it simple. You get it set up. Don't worry about a year's worth of emails to educate your members. We show you how to do that. You add those one at a time. That's not a problem. The thing is to get people subscribed to your list and then broadcast to them when you have something important to say. I know Carl writes different emails in his autoresponder. My emails are not sales letters and never have been. They're about the service that I offer, how I can help people to learn these strategies if this is what they want to learn. Come about, hear about educate. This is so important because
you're losing your on and off.
Don't need to. I would hope looking to prospect people. It shouldn't be your job to convince them that this is the best business for them to join. You're looking for partners who want to work with you. I want to work with people who are as excited as I am. I want to work with people who get the business, or they're looking. So yeah, they're willing to look and learn. If I like it, maybe they're going to like it too. But it's me they're going to like. At the end of the day, it's me, or it's our team, or it's Joe, or it's Joan, or Joanne, or Rob. And internet marketing, you're going to get people that are going to join just from those emails, and they're going to pay, trust me. But if you want them to stay, they got to like you. And so stop trying to sell them on the business. And I'm not saying sell yourself, but selling yourself means that you care about those people and you're going to do whatever it is you can to help them. Doesn't mean you're going to do it for them, but you're going to teach them to do what you do. Everybody here on this panel has a plan of action they follow every day, and I guarantee you my plan of action is different than Carl's, it's different than Rob's, it's different than Joanne's, it's different than Joan's, because we all do things just a little bit differently. That's okay. We still do the same things. We advertise, we follow up. You want to build a business, you need to advertise and follow up, and that follow-up is the master key. You need to build relationships, and don't let that scare you, because I know most of the people that get in this business, they just want to send those emails, like Rob said, I'm just going to send emails, people are going to join. Yeah, they will. But they need to get to know the person behind those emails. They need to get to hear you, they need to get to see you, and you need to realize that this is a business. This is not a job. Okay, when I go to a job, I can go and I can work for my 8 hours and I get paid. I go home. I don't have to think about my job anymore. This is not a job. This is a 24-hour-a-day thing. You're always thinking about, what can I do better today to get more people interested in what I'm doing? What can I learn today? Can I write a blog post? Can I learn to blog? Blogging is going to get you a lot of people interested in what you do. Trust me. You know, am I going to learn Facebook today? What am I going to learn today so that I can attract more people to me? Branding is a big part of what that is. People know who Carl is. They see him all over the place. People know who Joan is and Joanna and Rob because they see our names out there. So if I'm going to give anybody advice, feeding the funnel is easy. I think you need to change your expectations. I think we need to stop judging the people that are out there. That's not your job. Your job isn't to judge others and say, well, they're not interested. Your job is simply to present what you're presenting and let people fall in love with you. Okay? You have something to offer. Every single person who goes into business for themselves, because that's what you're doing here at Total Takeover or whatever you're doing out there, you're in business for yourself. So you need to sell yourself. You need to become involved in your business, and that's why we're all here to help you do that. We're helping you to gain that confidence, because this program is all about that, helping you gain confidence so that you can attract the people you want into your business. So stop judging, stop convincing, go out there and have more fun. Have fun learning this, because none of this is hard. Stop trying to learn it all. Pick a few things you can learn and learn it. Learn to learn. Treat this as an education, and your business will grow. Thanks for this call today, Carl. This was a great topic. On our Skype group, Linda was saying that she was really enjoying different ideas on how to connect with those dead leads, you know, how to drip to people. So it's good to know that we're getting through to the masses out there, and they are listening to the advice we're giving. So thank you for having these calls, Carl. And hey, my voice lasted. Yay!
Thanks, Janet. Yeah, you know what? That's why I love these, and I can hardly wait till we get Andrew back too to get the call-in feature too, because you know that'll happen probably around the 16th or so, because he's just in transit moving right now. So, you know, any last thoughts from any on the panelists on here on this? I thought this was a pretty good topic today, and I think we shared some pretty valuable information. And again, it's all about value. You know, what you share with people, if it's valuable to them, they're going to become a follower. So, anybody want to chime in? Joan?
I just want to say, don't be embarrassed about contacting your sponsor or a mentor to get the help if you are stuck. Anytime we're learning something new, we do get stuck. So, you know, that's what we're here for. We're here to help. I mean, I've had to connect with my sponsor because there's some things that are snowballing me. We need to connect. We need to find out, because if we don't, then we're going to be amongst that group that is overwhelmed and never can move forward and never make any money online, because they just are in, it's like being in a snowbank, and the longer you stay there, the harder the snow becomes. It turns to ice, and unless you've got a pick and shovel, you'll never get through. Don't place yourself in that position. Reach out for help. It's there for you.
Thanks, Joan. You know, and that's so true. I mean, like, we have a lot of like I said, the pre-enrollees that we have in here. These are people that opted in, maybe for a different reason at some point in time. You know, because there was the big rush coming in, so everybody was enrolling and stuff like that. Maybe they haven't even been to their back office. Maybe they haven't even been to the site since they enrolled. You know, that goes on a lot in our industry. So it's all about us following up with these people and giving them or showing them the value that we actually have here. I mean, it's all about sharing the value, right? The value of what the company offers, the value of what you offer, the value that we offer as a whole in here, like these Hangouts, the webinars. Lots of value that's here. And we provide, I think, a lot of value on these Hangouts. You know, I mean, seriously, you know, we could literally charge people to come to these Hangouts because I think of the information we provide. So, any last thoughts, Rob or Joanne, before we let everyone go for the day? Because I think they're tired of me already.
Yeah, I just wanted to say we asked our folks in the Skype group to put any comments or questions in there. So Linda did put a comment in, so I want to give a shout out to Linda over at the CLB Total Takeover Team Skype group. She just wrote simply, "I love this information to connect with non-responsive leads." So very good, Linda. I'm glad we could help. Hopefully that'll lead to a test driver or a life changer for you. That's it. Just great topic today, and keep up the great work, everyone. See you next time. Back to you, Carl.
Awesome. Thanks, Rob. Thanks, panelists, and thanks all of you viewers for tuning in and hanging out with us today. We have a great time hanging out here. We have a great time sharing our stuff with you guys, our knowledge, our antics, everything else. You know, we clown around on here sometimes. We have a lot of fun, but that's what this is all about. So. Thanks again, everyone. Thank you, panelists, for coming on here, and happy hump day to everybody. And we'll see you back here tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, where antics will happen once again. Thanks again. Have a great day. Bye now.